Okay, what's up, guys? I wanted to do a quick video. I just got back home tonight. It's 9:56 right now in Montreal, and I just want to show you a little bit what we've seen in the market so far. So we've had some big reaction. I didn't look at all the pairs so far, but I'll try to get you a little bit to what's happening with the elections. We had some strong reaction, some movement that could be predicted a little bit or not. But the important point is now to figure out what to do from here. I think that's probably the biggest part that people will have trouble with. So it's good to know what's happening in the past. So what are the moves that took place? But the question now is, what are you gonna do with this, and how are you gonna trade this, either now or tomorrow? Okay, so that's a big question. So we'll do a quick review of the pairs I follow, and you'll see it's pretty much the same thing over the whole picture. Okay, it's the same thing everywhere. So, I'll just go back to AUDGPY. This is something that I like to trade in the Asian session. Now tonight I did not trade. I was doing something else. But you'll see that the moves are pretty fast, right? They happen pretty fast. So from, I would say, even that's like 8 p.m. Eastern time all the way to now, we had some strong moves. And let's go back here. And now we're really downward. Okay, so we broke one level of resistance here, then coming back to a level of support that we had in the past, which is a round number. So 79 as a round number. Because that's pretty interesting to see. AUD and ZD is the same principle, so we had a strong move, not as strong as the other pair, but we're still between the two limits. And the reason why we don't have a strong move is because of just because of the nature of the pair. See, this is JPY, and the Japanese yen is much more connected to the US dollar. Okay, it's a currency that people are gonna invest in as a safe haven currency. Because people will buy the Japanese yen if they are scared and if they want to put their money in a safe place, okay, as opposed to the US dollar. Now here you can see that people are sort of buying the Japanese yen because this currency pair is going down. Okay, so people sell the Australian dollar, buying the Japanese yen, and that's why you see the currency going in that direction. Okay, now we won't get into the details of why that happens. Okay, it's just happening. People are scared, maybe. But the question is, what can you do with this? Okay, that's the point. So AUD/USD, same thing happening. Here, pretty much the same thing. So CAD, people are selling CAD. Broke out a constellation here. And I'll say here, I was tempted to take a trade today on this pair. I did not, because it didn't follow the rules I have. And the main thing here is that we are in an uptrend. Okay, so I was looking for a nice buy signal. I saw a sell signal, which is not the best way. But now I see that we're getting back up. Okay, so we're picking back up on this. And I'll try to see how I can trade this. Okay, could be like what I see now is that we have a nice range. Okay, so I could try to see when we break that range right there. Okay, how price is behaving. And I would look maybe at the RSI to see this, to define how I would enter the market. And it's not convincing now, so that's fine. Euro GPY, well, same thing. So when the currencies with GPY are decreasing, okay, so it's gonna be the same thing all over the place, and that's pretty much what you see everywhere. Euro USD is going up. People are selling the euro. In that case, GBP CAD going up. Okay, so I won't go through all of them, but the idea is the same. And the S&P is probably the biggest one that we've seen so far. Okay, I had a trade on the S&P earlier this week, and it's been close with the gap we had. The gap we had right there. So the trade's been closed. Now we had a strong rally, okay, in the first couple of days of this week. Now we're coming back down. And the thing is here that I missed the whole move, okay, because I was out. And I think this is acceptable because you could not, you would have to see what the price was doing. We could not be certain that price would stay below that level, the 2120, or that price would go above the level. Okay, so we had to look at it. We had to look at it, and we had to wait to see a clear confirmation. Now this is what is gonna bring me to discuss how to trade what's ahead now. Okay, because there's a lot of movement. The question is, do you want to trade like tonight or early on a lower time frame, or do you want to go on the higher time frame? And you could do both. Okay, I'm not gonna trade any of this on the lower time frame. I'll just show you a little bit how that could be done. But for now, I'll wait until tomorrow morning and see what's happening there. Okay, do we sustain the movement? Do we get back in the same movement we have now, or do we just like consolidate or retrace all the way and like lose all the movement? So I'll go on the S&P to show you a little bit how you could trade this maybe tonight if you want to. And these are just opinions I have, just ideas. It does not mean you have to execute, or you need to know if it's according to your plan or not. And you're responsible for any trade you're going to take tonight. That's a big key here that I want to highlight. So the question is, now that we have this big drop, okay? And this is where I like to talk about market phase, the principle of market phase. Now that we have a drop in price, okay, what can you do? Well, if you're like most traders, you're going to see the drop and you're going to sell. And then price going to go back up, or maybe go down a little bit, come back up, and then maybe do something like this, and maybe go back down. Okay, maybe it's possible. Or price will just go more up and you'll be stopped out. Because this is what's going to happen. Now, when you have a down move, and same goes with an up move, but you want to wait always for the retracement. Because you wait for a small move in the opposite direction, and then you look to enter at that level. Why? Because this level here is the lowest risk level that you could trade at. Okay, here, this is too high in risk because you're at the low, at the extreme. But this level represents this level is going to give you a good reward to risk to place a stop loss, enter your trade, and be able to continue with the move. Does that mean the move is going to continue always and go in your direction for forever? No, not necessarily. Okay?
And be able to.
But you can assume that this is what's going to happen. So this is where you look to enter. Now on this S&P, we had this down move. Okay, strong down move. We didn't have much of a big pullback or retracement on this. We're just going back up. Going back up in this direction here. A little bit. But we didn't go super far. Now some people are going to use Fibonacci to see where to place their trade, where to enter the market. I don't use Fibonacci, so I'm not going to talk about it. But other people are going to use moving averages. Okay, so you could trade on different things. But the idea is you want to have a level where you would be looking to sell. Okay? And this is what we call a possible pullback or retracement. Okay, we went back up. We have a nice, what we could call hanging man, okay, or a pin bar, whatever you want to call it, and then a move to the downside, which is possible because this is what people are looking for. Now, would I trade this one? Well, not necessarily. Okay, I would wait to see what's happening. Because of the volatility we have, we could really well go back up soon. Okay, if the tendency of the direction are changing now, well, you could go back up pretty easily. Okay, pretty simply. So this is the basic idea behind all this, and you're gonna see tomorrow morning what's gonna happen with this. But trading in these circumstances is really, really tough, more than usual. And I'll try to show you if we have an example of a nice pullback. Well, this is the exact same thing. So we're going back down. Okay. Stop loss above you could put, and then you exit at like whatever profit target you have on this pair. But I'll try to show you. Okay, this right here is a little bit more, we could say kind of a bigger pullback. You can see how price went up. We came back to retest this level here, which is a good level of support in the past. Well, it's been a level of resistance coming back to a level of support. And now we have this kind of indecision here. Okay, we're not going back up straight. We're kind of testing the level because this is where you could look to enter the market. because here you'll notice that the retracement has been more strong. The retracement has been stronger than the other ones. Okay, so we came back, we tested the level, and now we're looking to go back up. But we came back enough to make it a nice pullback, a nice retracement. Okay, the last thing you want to do is to enter like near the high of the market just because we pulled back, and because price could simply go back and consolidate here, and then you would be possibly stopped out. Okay, so you want to be careful with this. And that's pretty much what we see for tonight on the election day. So it's going to be like this among all the pairs. And I'm not going to trade tonight because I don't want to trade. I don't feel like trading tonight. And I don't really have time. I have to sleep for sure. But the next thing I'll look at is that this, for example, is a nice move on this time frame on the forward chart. It looks like a big move. But if you're actually to wait until tomorrow, go on a daily chart and see what's happening, then you're gonna have a much better perspective of what's really happening. Okay, and we see some really nice setups with whether that's AUDGPY or ADNZD. Okay, we see that those moves are possibly good setups according to my plan on the daily chart. So this is why I prefer to wait until tomorrow, see if that move is sustained. If yes, I'll be willing to enter the market. But unless I see that the moves are sustained, I'm not looking to trade. Okay? And I won't enter trade just to play. This is not the goal of trading. So that's why I want to have something that respects my rule. And if I can benefit from the event we have tonight, the elections, well, perfect. That's great. But if not, I'm not gonna take trade just not part of the plan because it's election day. Okay? It doesn't work that way for me. So that's pretty much how I would do for tomorrow. I'll wait for the candle close, and I see that we have a nice bunker band reversal set up right here. So I'll wait to see how this unfolds, and that's where I'll be looking to enter the market, because that's the basic idea here. So while most traders are aggressive tonight, I feel like they're gonna get stopped out probably. That's gonna happen a lot for people who try to trade without having any understanding of what's happening. And so this is why you prefer sometimes to stay on the sideline and wait until the next day. So the next day you can come in with a fresh mind, look at what's happening. Okay, always ask the same question. What happened in the past? What's happening now? What can happen from here? And where would I be interested to trade the market? Okay, those are the questions you need to ask yourself if you want to really go on the next day and trade like based on what's happening. Again, not on the perspective you have. So I'll conclude the video here. I hope this is a good review of what's happening now. You guys are probably wondering like what's happening if you're not in the US. But the principles are the same, right? You look at the market, you try to see what's happening, and you had to be aware of this before. Okay, that's a true factor. You had to be aware that on election day the market's gonna move. Okay? With a country like the US, if it's election day, well, things are gonna move for sure. Because whenever the United States are doing something, other markets are impacted. Okay, that's like a basic thing. And the US dollar is definitely going to be impacted for sure. So I want to thank you guys for watching the video. If you like the video, liked it, just like the video. Let me know what comment you have. If you have any question about what I talked about, let me know. And I'll do my best to help you out. If you're not subscribed yet, I would love if you can subscribe to the channel. Let me know your thought. If I can do anything to help, let me know. And I'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the night, and I'll see you pretty soon. Ciao.